the Launching and Investigation lab out of the red physics lab book. In this lab, we're going to be using a projectile launcher to study the motion of projectiles through the air, just as a baseball pitching machine would, as the passage to the right indicates. On the next page, we find the three projectile equations we're going to be needing to find the missing variables, as well as the problem of the lab, the objectives of the lab, and then later down on the page, the procedures we will be using to find the projectile path. The materials we'll be needing are carbon paper, projectile launcher, a couple of meter sticks, tape, and a stopwatch. First thing you're going to want to do is to tape the carbon paper and its back paper up against the wall. Next, set the projectile launcher across from the carbon paper on a platform. Then adjust the angle that the projectile launcher is facing, making sure it's at just about 30 degrees. Now we're going to grab the meter sticks and measure from the ground to the point where the projectile will be launched from. Record this measurement in the tables. Right after that, we're going to use the meter sticks to measure from the point where the projectile launcher is to the carbon paper horizontally along the ground. Record this measurement in the tables. Launch the projectile and record the time that it takes for it to hit the wall. Write down the time that it takes in the tables. We're going to do this a total of 5 times. Launch and record it. Launch and record it. Launch and record it. Launch. Finally record it. Now we're going to measure the height of the spots on the wall where the projectile hit the paper. They have been pre-circled for clarity. Record these measurements in the table. Now we're going to either pull the projectile closer to the wall or push it farther away. Launch the projectile 5 more times, recording the time it takes to hit the wall each time. Write down all the times and the heights of each hit for this trial. Finally, we will use these 3 equations to determine the x and y components of the velocity and the final muzzle velocity of the projectile. Using these velocities, we can make predictions about the distance that the projectile will travel. This is the end of the Launching and Investigation Projectile Lab. Enjoy the clouds.